Is that what you were gonna do?
No.
Oh, okay. God. This whole episode has just been nothing but a fucking train wreck.
No kidding. This is second recording, but I have since you were bitching in the pre-recording about you don't have a fucking topic to talk about. What's the gayest sounding motorcycle?
I don't know. I'm not a motorcycle guy.
You fucking disgust me.
Probably. I don't know. I don't like sports bikes.
Oh, you mean crotch rockets?
Yeah, like crotch rockets and like the sporty looking stuff. I like Harleys and like choppers, and I think even dirt bikes. Honestly, I think dirt bikes are cool.
Yeah, my brother likes riding dirt bikes until he busted a nut in the worst kind of way over the tire of his doing a wheelie.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well,
but that's a whole different story. It involves him getting a hard-on when a nurse was touching his butt nuts. It was a wild time.
we don't need to hear about that. That's weird. Okay. Well,
welcome to Major Ego, everybody, and we're off to a great start.
This is nonstop debate. Mondo Owada, take 2.
Take 2. You're not gonna see take 1 because Dylan lost it in the sands of time.
Yeah, it's gone. It's been cast into the void.
We heatus deletus it.
We recorded. We're recording this. What is it today? Tuesday.
17 minutes till Wednesday.
Yeah, we're recording this super last minute, like we've done the last couple, because we recorded this episode last night, and it got fucking deleted because memory. I don't know.
Dylan ran out of space on his disk drive.
I did. It stopped the recording right near the end of the episode, and the majority of all that recording just got deleted.
Deletus.
Yep. So we're trying this again.
Yeah, at least we sound a little bit more awake this time compared to last time.
Yeah, honestly, it's probably a good thing that the old version got deleted because we were like half asleep for the entire thing, and there wasn't a whole lot of energy. So. Yeah.
Now we just got off of work, so we're still getting that off the work vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna be a good time. All right.
I got that Mac Tonight song stuff. It's a good time.
Hey.
For a great place, dinner at McDonald's.
God. Yeah. Well, like we said at the top, and like you probably saw in the title, this is Mondo's episode. So we're going to talk about the big old corn on the cob hair boy.
Frito chip hair.
It's Frito chip hair, yeah.
Oh, and it's Dylan, since we were recording this the second time, get ready for a lot more Joe jokes in this recording because of the trivia from last time.
Yeah, spoiler alert, the trivia is like, there's one bullet point with like 4 sub-bullet points on the trivia page in the wiki, and it's all just talking about how a bunch of shit about Mondo's character is a JoJo reference. So, yeah, with that in mind, there's going to be a lot more in this recording. Fuck. God. Alright, so...
What?
Design.
Well, now this is more interesting about the design, knowing that it's like all a JoJo reference.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we were talking about the design last time, we were basically saying, yeah, he's alright, he's cool, stands out. But now
I think we both said that we liked his design a lot.
Yeah, but now since we know who he's referencing is Josuke, yeah, I don't see him looking a lot like Josuke. He's more of a Jotaro-looking character than a Josuke-looking character.
I suppose.
He's definitely more of a Jotaro character. Dylan has never seen JoJo at all. He's seen the memes of it, but he's never watched it.
Yeah, I don't watch JoJo.
Yeah. So Josuke, Dylan, Josuke in JoJo Part 4, he's the Part 4 protagonist. He's
Right.
a super polite boy, well-mannered and well-spoken. Just don't make fun of his hair. He will fucking deck your ass out.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But,
think.
no, yeah. He's the guy who goes like, what the fuck did you just say about my hair? And then he just fucking,
Is,
he has the,
isn't his hair like. It kind of like Mondo's. It's just like a big thing on his head, but it's like black and like kind of round. Right?
yeah, it's purplish.
He's got like a Fonz type hairdo going on, but like
Yeah,
super anime.
yeah, super anime pompadour hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
yeah. But he's definitely more of a Jotaro character, because Jotaro is always about like, hey, fuck you. Fuck everything. I'm gonna kick you in the dick.
Yeah.
But,
I still think his design is great. I love the
yeah.
design on his coat. I think
Yeah.
his coat is really cool. His hair, as dumb as it is, does make him stand out compared to the rest of the cast. So, you know, I can't complain.
He's the number 2 most outlandish hair in the entire cast.
Who has the first?
Are you really going to ask
Celeste,
this again?
right. Yeah. We had this whole conversation about Celeste's hair. Like, we had like a whole 10-minute tangent on her hair.
Yeah.
Compared to Mondo's.
We have confirmed wires. So
Yeah.
so at least we're not going to go on a tangent on that again. But yeah,
It's too late. We did.
not as long as like the first time where I had
That's
to
true.
explain shit to you. But yeah, his design is standoutish. If you follow the silhouette rule, it's easy to spot Mondo, especially if he's in a 3/4 view. Because come on, man, his fucking hair, dude.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like him taking like a mug shot? Like you're looking at him like in the front, and he's like, "Yeah, that's fine." And then he like takes a side mug shot, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
His hair is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think I made fun of his hair every single time he was on screen when I play Trigger Happy Havoc.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Has the second largest pompadour I've ever seen. The first one goes to Sweet JP from Redline. Because, oh my god, that guy has a rocket ship for her hair, dude.
God.
Yeah.
Mondo Owada is the ultimate biker gang leader, which, why is... I'm never gonna let this go. Why do you accept the ultimate biker gang leader? Why do you accept a biker gang leader into your fucking pristine rich kids high school for special
What about
people?
the ultimate Yakuza?
Yeah, you brought this up last night too. The same thing. Why would you let these people attend your school?
One of them is a low-level thug. The other one's a high-level criminal.
Yeah, and it's like, why, dude? It just seems so... I don't know. It seems real dumb for you to just include these people in your school.
Do you think, like in the future, if Mondo was alive, he would have been, like, Fuyuhiko's bodyguard? Like a bouncer?
That'd have been cool.
Yeah.
I bet you they've got some interaction in the after-school talent program thing in V3.
Yeah. But, oh, that's also a fun fact, due to, like, the aging in the classes, Fuyuhiko's older than Mondo. Think about that.
Really?
Yeah. He's in a grade higher than Mondo. They were in the 73rd class, and Makoto and all them were the 74th class. So they're like a year older than them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Now I just picture like fucking going into like a nightclub and I see Necromaru, Anita, and Mondo guarding the door inside Fuyuhiko with like Peko as like a...
Fuck.
Fuyuhiko's my favorite character in 2, by the way, so yeah.
He's got a lot of good stuff going on.
Right, but yeah, but we're talking about Mondo. That was just a slight little fun tangent, but yeah.
Yep. Ultimate biker gang leader. He is the second blackened of the first game.
right?
Uh, what was our whole
Yes, the
point that we talked about? Is that he's the first
outlandish execution.
yeah, he's got the first goofy execution, but we can get to that when we get to his death in a
Yeah.
minute.
He's like the first.
What is it?
He's the first.
Fucking-
He's the first. He's the first. I can't believe you've done this.
yeah.
Can't believe you've done this, murderer.
He's the first, like, I guess, unlike Leon or characters like Mikon, he was a character that was like very like he didn't want to do it, and it was the kind of situation where he was forced or it just kind of happened, you know.
It was a genuine accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like what temporary insanity brought on by pure rage or something.
Right.
Yeah.
He like even Mondo's like I blacked out. Next thing I know, Chihiro was dead. I'm like, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck.
Yeah. It's very
understandable.
sad. It's understandable, yeah. I think it's more
they're
understandable after the big exposition dump that Monokuma gives you at the end of the trial.
Yeah. Chihiro's dead and Mondo's not talking.
Yeah. But yeah, it's real sad boy hours. Especially if you were a big Mondo fan. So.
Yeah.
What can you do, though?
Right.
God, we had so many good talking points last night. I can't remember, like, half of them.
Well, I remember a lot of them. It's like then we were talking about like Taka and Mondo's bro out. Freaking said I had no balls.
Freaking said I had no balls.
No balls.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He has a real, like, personally for me, had a bit of a rough first impression. I was like, oh, okay, you're the angry one who fucking punched Makoto out in one punch just because he told you to calm down. So, okay, you're gonna be fun to have around. And then, like, you know, he's not around for a long time. We kind of gave him the same he's in a very similar boat to Sayaka, where he's not around for a super long time, but he gets some pretty decent character development in that short time he's around.
Yeah.
And he
Mainly
has multiple moments
Taka.
across the first two chapters where he just, like, has really redeeming actions, counterwise to his, like, perceived character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's very helpful and kind to Chihiro. He has the bro out with Taka, which at first is like, okay, what the fuck, you guys? Why am I here? And then
Why am I a part of this?
Yeah, why did you drag me into this, dude? I'm going back to bed. Fuck y'all. And then the next morning, he and Taka are best fucking buds.
They totally fucked in the sauna.
They definitely there was blowjobs in that sauna right after Makoto left. It's the only explanation.
It's the only explanation.
Okay,
you got a little.
You know what my headcanon is? Is it
What?
fucking so you know how Taka actually took his clothes off?
Right.
I bet you there was a moment where he like accidentally dropped the towel and like Mondo saw his dick and he's like, "Aw." And Taka's like, "Fuck." And Mondo's like, "Nah, you know what? It's aight." And then he like pulls his pants down. He's like, "There. Now we've both seen each other's cocks, all right? And we're even." And Taka's like, "Damn, bro." And then they just kind of bonded. There's like an awkward silence, and then they just start bonding, you know? They had their own fucking D club just right there in the sauna.
Fucking Mondo Owada rakes your cock.
You will never know true respect for another man unless you've seen his cock. Thus is the rule of the crazy diamonds.
How do you wait? Is that an actual rule? Yeah. Why do you think we all so tight?
Yeah.
God, what horrible fan fiction have we created, Dylan?
None that hasn't existed already, my friend.
Things I don't want to ever talk about again. Mondo Owada rakes your cock.
Oh God. All right, let's move on. Let's move into his fucking death, because we've got a lot of words to discuss on his fucking execution. It's so stupid.
It's my
so
personal
stupid.
favorite in the first game.
It's so stupid, dude. I think it's stupid in a good way. Like, it's a good, fun execution, but it's still, like... I don't know. I feel like if they would have made it, like, execution number 3, it would have been better. Because it's just so out of place having an execution, like... You start out the game with Blast Off, right? With the rocket ship. And then you get Leon's execution, and you're like, oh, fuck, you know? And then you get Leon's execution, and it's like the build-up of him going really fast in the fucking...
And not to mention, like, the reaction shot of everyone at the end with, like, that girl in the background. Making it all ominous shit.
The fucking...
And then you go...
It's so, like, off-putting. It's so uncomfortable and brutal. And then you get to Leon's execution. It's got all the build-up and all the shit's happening. And then he just vanishes out of the cage. And you're like, oh shit, where'd my boy go? And then it like focuses on the machine and it's all like beeping and building up and something's about to pop out those 2 doors in the front and you're like, oh shit. And then it opens and it's just a container of butter with Mondo's face on it.
Dylan, you first of all, you said Leon in the beginning of that tangent instead of Mondo.
Well, yeah, I meant you get Leon's execution. And then you get to Mondo's.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But, second of all, Dylan, just enjoy your teriyaki fries with your Mondo butter and Oma grape juice.
Shut up, dude. God. Yeah, I think it's a fine execution. I think it's just very strangely placed in the lineup.
It's oddly comical.
Yeah, it's very comical, because like I said, you go through all that build-up, and then it just pops out a container of butter, and you're like, what? Like, you go from being horrified to just confused, and then it just cuts to Monokuma squirting that butter onto pancakes and eating the pancakes, and you're like, what the fuck is going on right now?
We said this last night, but just imagine, like, since the entire thing was broadcast, imagine the crazy diamonds watching that, and like, hey, where'd Mondo go? Oh, he in that tub of butter?
They're pointing at the screen. They're like, "There's no way that's Mondo. He can't fit in there. That's not real. Where's my boy at?"
Where Mondo at? That can't be Mondo.
There's no way that's Mondo. What the fuck?
There's some Houdini shit going on in here. Where the fuck Mondo at?
And yeah, I looked up on the wiki. I scrolled up from the trivia when we got to this point in the conversation. I looked at his death, like that section, because I wanted some kind of explanation as to why he's just butter. And I thought maybe there would be at least some kind of symbolism behind it, like Celeste's execution, but no, it's literally he went so fast that he got electrocuted and liquefied.
Yep.
It was liquefied into a butter-like substance, which is why he got put into a butter container. And I was like, okay, that's stupid.
Gruesome. Stupid.
Also, I didn't mention this last night, so I'm glad I'm mentioning it now. I just want to point out that in the anime, when Makoto has his fucking, I think it's the end of Hope's Peak. I just love mentioning funny details that I know from the anime, even though we're not really talking about the anime.
He's talking about Danganronpa 3 Despair Arc.
Yeah, he has like this nightmare brought on by something, and he sees a bunch of the like cast from Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc that didn't survive. And when Mondo's there, it's literally just like a sentient pool of butter with Mondo's jacket laying on top of it.
And hair.
No, just his jacket. Maybe his hair is there. I didn't see it in the screenshot, but I saw the jacket for sure, and I was like, are you serious? It's so stupid.
And tension immediately gone. Now I'm laughing my ass off.
Well, yeah, because you've got all the characters like, why didn't you save us, Makoto? Why didn't you stop the killing game? And then he looks down and he's like, ah! And then there's just a jacket laying in a pool of butter that's like, why didn't you save us, Makoto? It's so goofy.
Stop! Get away, talking butter!
Oh god, dude, I laughed
I
so
can't
hard.
believe it's not butter.
Yo, did he just get turned into butter? No, he got melted into a butter-like substance. I can't believe Mondo's not butter.
We could be here for days talking about the fucking butter,
Yeah.
Mondo butter.
It's so silly, dude. I will agree with what you said last night, though. Jer brought up a good point that, as far as, like, serious executions go, Leon's is, like, the bar that gets set at the beginning.
Yeah.
And as far as the sillier executions go, Mondo's is definitely the bar set for those ones. And there's quite a few other, more silly, goofy executions. I think
Like Mekon's.
Mekon's is just kind of weird, but I
feel
think it's...
I feel like I was taking PCP and acid at the same time watching that shit.
Yeah, I feel like it's got like some explanation behind it at the very least. I think the main one that we talked about was Teru Teru's, because his is like a mix of brutal and goofy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, dude, you covered him in fucking baking shit and you deep fried him in a volcano. That's fucking savage. But at the same time, you covered him in baking shit and deep fried him in a volcano.
Mind you, getting dragged by a helicopter this entire time.
Yeah.
And then
God.
I mentioned Kyo, and then you immediately are like, "Oh no, not Kyo."
I don't want to talk about Kyo, dude. Every time he gets brought up, I just get angry. Fuck Kyo, dude.
Seesaw man, dude.
I don't like the funny haha seesaw man. I don't understand the funny haha seesaw man. I wished funny haha seesaw man didn't exist sometimes.
I wish he had a better arc in chapter 3 in V3.
I wish case 3 as a whole was more was better, you know.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Oh well.
Beggars can't
At
be
least
choosers.
At least his soul got destroyed.
Yeah, at least I know that there's not a shred of Kyo left in this world. I can continue living my life in solace knowing that fact.
Boiled alive and then salted the soul so it disintegrated.
Yep.
But after that, there's not very many silly executions.
I
when
think
they
there's
do
a
have-
couple more. I know a lot of the ones in V3 are pretty brutal. I think we also
Like,
mentioned
the
Kaede's. Kaede's
Yeah, the
execution is like one of the
Overkill.
one of the very few that surpasses Leon's, I think. Because
Yeah.
hers is just so brutal. They really
shit.
wanted you to be upset that she died.
They overkilled the fuck out of Kaede, and it worked.
Yeah. It works very well. It's just like Leon, it's a good solid first execution to start V3 off.
Right.
So,
It was such an overkill, Dylan didn't play the game for an entire month.
yep. Made me sad. Made me very sad.
And he came back, finished it, and he's like, yeah, it's my top 5 now. Meta writing.
It's pretty good, yeah. But yeah, Mondo's execution is just so silly. Again,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad silly. I mean, it made me laugh pretty hard, and I still meme on it because it's just so ridiculous. But it's fine, you know.
It's not like one of the worst executions in the entire series.
Oh no, it's definitely one of the better ones. It's just not brutal as much as it is just fucking silly.
Yeah.
So
I still think the person who had the worst execution in the entire series is Gonta. Because
you think Gonta's is like bad or like bad as in like it's brutal?
Bad as in it's one of the worst ones in the series.
What's so bad about his? His is pretty brutal.
Not just for the brutal factor, but I was just comparing it to the rest. It's just that it doesn't really.
It's not that it's bad. It's just that it's not as strong as most of the other ones.
Yeah, because then you look at the list, like Celeste is like symbolic, and then we have Alter Ego is next after that, and Alter Ego's up there with being another one of the worst execution, but that's just more Monokuma trying to make a point that there is no escape.
Well, because he didn't have anyone to execute because
Sakura, Best girl Sakura killed herself.
Yep. So
Junko, fuck off. But
Junko's, I honestly, okay, maybe this is controversial, but we're not big Junko fans anyways. I think Junko's execution is probably the worst one in the series. It's so unimaginative. It's literally just all the executions you saw already, but again.
right.
I think it would have been much better if she had her own personalized execution.
You mean like in the second game?
God, how did she get executed in the second game? She just got deleted from the system, didn't she?
Yeah, Monomi came back and tied up Giant Junko.
Oh,
and
right.
split her in half.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool. I was alright with that.
Right.
So.
After Super Saiyan Hajime just fucking yelled her down.
Yeah.
Hajime, why are you so mad? That bastard called me dead weight.
Yeah. God, fucking Hajime.
Yeah. Then Terras, it's goofy. I wouldn't say as goofy as Mondo's. Second one is the Pecco's one. That just hits me on like some other level.
Pecco's is very very dramatic. That one doesn't go so much for brutality or silliness. It more so just goes for like
story.
Yeah. That one was more cinematic.
Very cinematic because Fuyuhiko's involved as well.
Yeah.
As he tried to stop the execution too and lost his eye for it.
Yeah.
Mikon, like I said, Acid with PCP, another one of the silly ones. Gundam? Another contender for probably being one of the worst ones.
Gundam?
Yeah.
I think Gundam's is fine. Gundam's is just like Pecco's. It's more about a story than it is brutality or silliness.
Right.
It's very sad. I miss Gundam when I'm like, oh no, he's gonna die, and then like you get through the execution, you're like, oh my poor boy got trampled, and then the fucking the Dark Devas of Destruction come over, and they're like, no, and he's like, take care, my Devas, and then he gets carried away by the pets from the sky, and they're waving goodbye to him. That shit is depressing, dude.
They all say all dogs go to heaven, but Gundam is a special case in this situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gundam was literally one of those, look how they massacred my boy.
Look at how they massacred my boy. Yeah.
Chiaki's, I don't want to talk about.
There's a lot of solid executions in the series, and I think the whole point that we're kind of straying away from at this point is that Mondo's has a fine one.
Yeah.
He's not one of the best ones,
yeah.
But he's far from being one of the worst ones. I'd say like maybe like third place of like a top silly executions in the game.
Right.
It's solid. It sets the point. It sets the bar for other silly executions. I can't really think of one that's like sillier off the top of my head.
Maybe Terrors?
Terrors is kind of in that ballpark, yeah. I don't know. We'll think of them when we get to them. When we get to other characters.
Imagine if they make Danganronpa 4 and they find somehow to make something even more sillier.
God. What a fucking joy that would be. God.
And we'll probably be streaming that shit and recording a live reaction to that.
Maybe. Our setup isn't necessarily set up for streaming as much as it is just recording.
Right.
So we'll probably be on top of it as far as recording goes pretty quick though. We'll probably have like, if there's a new Danganronpa, we'll probably have like maybe 2 or 3 episodes out per week because we'll be playing it nonstop in all of our free time.
Yeah. So. That shit will be. Because it'll be something that we could both do together because we'll be going through it at the same time instead of just me just like not telling Dylan shit or in the case of V3 lying to him 24/7.
Yeah. I mean, it fit with the theme.
Yeah, it fit with the theme.
So
I was the Kokichi to your Suichi in that game.
Dang, dude, you really were. Fuck.
So this Kaede chick, she's pretty cool, right? Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun with her through this entire game. She has a lot of cool character moments.
I will
Lying
never
through my
forgive you.
teeth. Lying through my
Dylan will
teeth.
never forget that.
Lying through my teeth as I cry dead inside.
God.
But,
Alright, let's get on to Mondo's character.
You see a lot of his
personality.
You see a lot of his personality when he was hanging out with Taka.
Yeah,
mostly.
Most of his character comes through in the second chapter when he gets his big bro out sequence, and yeah.
They were like, no, I fucking hate you. No, I hate you. No, I fucking hate you. Well, I freaking hate you.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. Just back and forth like that the whole time.
Next day, oh man, I love you, bro. No, bro, I love you. No, man, I fucking love you. No, man, I freaking love you. And you're like, oh god, these two guys.
You're reminding me of the fucking bro I made you a sandwich video that I was talking about in the old recording.
Oh, and if you can't tell who's Taka or Mondo, I was gonna say kill yourself, but that's kind of a little too mean.
God. Yeah. No, Mondo's very, I don't want to say flamboyant, because that's not necessarily the right word. He's very,
boisterous.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Very boisterous. He's not like Makoto, who's
you
more
want to
like
see
quiet
a
or
flamboyant
passive.
character?
He's very...
You want to see Yeah.
Go ahead.
You want to see a flamboyant character? Go to Kokichi.
Yeah. Yeah, Mondo's very boisterous. He's very loud. He's very proud. Very aggressive in a lot of situations. He was the first person to try attacking Monokuma. And he almost got most of them killed for it.
Yeah. And like I said, Mondo has a lot of CG art from the beginning for being dead so very soon.
Yeah, he's in a lot of the special scenes and stuff that pop up. So.
Right. And the bro out is mandatory because it's actually important to the case.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very nice. It's very wholesome because he's very like loud and proud and aggressive, but he has a lot of moments, like I said before, he's got a lot of like redeeming moments where he's like more like calm and well-spoken and well-meaning with specific people.
Yeah.
Mostly the girls,
Chihiro.
mainly Chihiro, but just the girls in general, he was much kinder and much more calm to. Which was another part of his whole character.
I don't know if he was super calm to Sakura.
Maybe not Sakura, but he also didn't know she was a girl right away. Because Mondo was the character who was like, wait, you're a fucking chick?
And then and she's like, yes, my name is Sakura Ogami. I am indeed a girl. Hero, 2 chapters later. Wait, you're not a guy? Fucking thanks. Thanks, Hero.
I totally forgot Hero still thought she was a guy until like chapter 3. Oh god.
It was chapter 4, by the way, Dylan.
Oh no, Hero. Oh god, I can't wait to get to Hero, dude. The episode's gonna be so fun.
We're gonna dunk on Cheeseburger Alien Abduction Man.
Ha, funny fortune teller man, make me ha.
He's only right 30% of the time, but if you get the bad hand, he was correct.
No, Jer, he's right 30% of the time, 100% of the time.
That literally makes no sense.
God. But yeah, Mondo's
Danganronpa, but it's through Hero's perspective.
Honestly, there isn't really like anything, for me personally, I should say, there isn't really anything about Mondo that I disliked. His design was great, his fucking character was great.
His little arc that he went through was pretty good.
Yeah, he was boisterous in the fun way, where like, yeah, he was kind of a dick, but it was like, most of the time it was kind of funny. Or it was just like fun.
He wasn't like a full-blown Fuyuhiko in like the first part of the first half of
Danganronpa 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like he wasn't like Hiyoko in Danganronpa 2 either. He was just He was very fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed him a lot.
He was more like, hey guys, if we need some muscle, I'll be your guy. Looks over to Sakura.
Yep.
I'll be your guy, in quotation.
Yeah. Yeah. He had enough of the like overworked moments
Yeah.
where he was fun, and then he had enough of the redeeming moments where he was like enjoyable to have around, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I loved his
But,
like big brother aura that he was giving off with Chihiro, and just
Yeah.
the total bro moments he was having with Taka. And I enjoyed
Yeah.
all the like ultimate biker gang leader fuck you and fuck the world moments that he had. You know, it
Yeah,
was all in good fun.
In retrospect, yeah, I can totally see him be a leader
Yeah.
in a situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could see it. Maybe
Yeah.
not the ideal leader for this group of individuals, but for people a
Yeah,
lot
that
more
was
like
clearly
him.
Taka.
Yeah.
That was clearly Taka for the situation.
Yeah, except Taka wasn't really the leader either.
He was trying to be. He was trying his hardest in the first two chapters.
He was more so trying to keep order, I think. It wasn't so much being a leader as much as it was just trying to keep order. Everyone come to the dining hall every morning. If you don't, I'm going to come and get you.
Yeah.
Stay in your rooms past 10. You know, like Taka was all about keeping order, not so much being a leader. The person that was calling the shots most of the game was Kyoko.
Yeah.
She was
Fair
more
enough.
the leader, if anything, honestly.
Right.
So. But yeah.
And Makoto was her accessory.
Yeah, Makoto was her sidekick. So.
It's really weird because the first and V3 game, you were more of like a sidekick character for someone who was like more upfront.
Mm-hmm.
Except in V3, you actually Suichi actually comes into his own character,
Yeah.
while Makoto was still like, right, Kyoko? We're doing the right thing, right?
Well, in like the last 2 chapters, Makoto was definitely like on top of it without like Kyoko's approval or agreement. Shuichi was like, it was more so everyone was looking to Shuichi whether or not he needed another person's agreement, you know.
And if he was like doubting himself, Kaito was like, I will be your moral support. Now do this thing, damn it! Our lives are riding on the line.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. All right. Well, time for Ego Theater.
Alright, cool, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to go to Ego Theater, and then we get back, we're going to talk about how well written we think fucking Funny Hair Man is. Which, I mean, we probably talked about it enough already. Spoiler alert, we think he's pretty solid.
Right.
So.
I have a few more extra points to go over, but it's for that for that segment.
Yeah. All right. See you guys in a minute.
And now it's time for Ego Theater.
Do you want to talk about Cocaine Bear?
Fuck it, why not?
I love Cocaine Bear.
When Dylan told me this 2 days ago, I literally cried laughing.
He laughed for like 15 minutes straight.
This shit was so hilarious that I thought I was going to die to asphyxiation. It was so bad.
There isn't a super long story to it, but if you guys haven't heard of Cocaine Bear, the gist is that a long time ago, I don't remember what year, just look up Cocaine Bear, you'll find it, but some time back, there was a guy who tried to he had like bags and bags full of cocaine, and he was flying them on a plane because he was drug smuggling, and he lost some of the bags, and a bear found one of the bags and ate all like 7 pounds of cocaine or something. It was $15 million worth of cocaine basically, and this bear ate all of it. And the image that I have says that there was a possible 5-minute window before it died where it was the most dangerous predator on any continent. And it's just the most ridiculous thing. And my favorite part is that it's real. There's a real bear that ate this cocaine and was just fucking coked out of its mind, and it died from well, they did like an autopsy of the bear. And, yeah, and the doctor said basically if it was a cause of death, this bear was going through it. Consuming that much cocaine gave him like any and every possible like form of death. He's like organ failure, kidney failure, asphyxiation,
Dylan.
You name it, this bear was suffering from it.
No, Dylan. Headcanon time. That bear did not die. It became Monokuma.
He became Monokuma. The bear did not die. He just ascended our level of reality and went on to the next. God.
Why do you think fucking Monokuma's half white, Dylan?
Oh, it's not his fur, it's the cocaine. Damn.
He's originally a black bear, Dylan.
Yo, that's crazy.
But no, as soon as I heard that, I was just dead. I was just fucking gone.
I was just reading him memes off my phone for like 2 hours, and when I got to that one, I wasn't allowed to read another meme for like 20 minutes until he was over laughing at that one. And
yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
It's so
and
funny.
Then I was laughing so hard that he went on to describe more of it, and all it did was make me laugh even more.
Yeah, I looked up the full Cocaine Bear story. And if you guys ever wanna visit Cocaine Bear, he's they got him stuffed and taxidermied, and they have him in a museum in Virginia, I think. I think was the correct place. Like I said, you can just look up Cocaine Bear on Google and you'll find everything about him. My favorite detail, real quick, is that his name is not actually Cocaine Bear. They gave him an actual name, and they named him Pablo Escobar, which is just delightful. I love it. I'm a fan.
My image of Cocaine Bear is just for like 5 minutes straight. This bear has like the most diluted eye pupils. He was like vomiting shitty bricks, but at the same time going on like a murderous rampage to the entire forest.
God, could you imagine being the poor unfortunate animal that fell victim to Cocaine Bear in that 5-minute window before he died? Imagine just being a bird, like, flying, like, tree line high, and then just out of nowhere a fucking bear swings off the top of the tree and bites you out of the air, and you're like, what the fuck?
I'd rather be killed by Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Or was it 3? Which one was the one where you were hiding in the house?
That's 4, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather be killed by Freddy.
You talking about Nightmare Freddy with all the little Freddles sitting on him?
Yeah.
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 Yep. Fucking Cocaine Bear, man. We will forever remember you. You guys want to look up more bears that do insane shit in this world? There's another bear called Wotek. And he was a bear that served in, I believe, the Russian military during World War II.
I knew that bear, the Russian bear.
Yeah,
the Russian army bear.
Yeah, dude, the Russian army bear. His name was Wotek, and he was like the Russian army mascot. I don't think he ever actually like fought in any battles, but he was like a pet in one of the military camps, and he was very popular. So, yeah.
I know in World War II we used dolphins to transmit some kind of information.
That's silly, dude.
I
love strange and unique like circumstance where animals were just like there and like taking part, you know? It's like, oh yeah, this is my pet bunny. His name is Frederick. He served in the war. And you're like, excuse me? They're like, yes, he wore a helmet and everything. And you're like, what? Is this real? Is that allowed? And then you like look at Google, and Google is like, that's real. That's real. It happened. And you're like, what the fuck? I am a sucker for fucking strange animal shit, dude. If you guys have more stories of like cool animals like that, like fucking Wotek and Cocaine Bear, dude, fucking post them in the comments, dude. Let me know. I want to learn about I want to learn more about these crazy ass animals, dude.
It'd be fun. It would be fun. For him, I might die in the process because if it's outlandish enough.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sucker for it too, but if it's super outlandish, I'll just fucking lose my shit.
Well, that's where it gets me. Is like it's outlandish, and you're like, "There's no way that's real," and then you look it up, and it's real, and you're like, "Excuse me," and that just makes it amazing because it's like, it's the most cartoony bullshit like you've ever heard, but it actually happened, and you're just like, "Well."
It sounds like it came from r/that really happened.
Yeah. Also, this is completely, like, off topic, what we were just talking about, but I'm actually glad that the last recording got scrapped, because now it's a surprise what the next off-topic episode is going to be.
Oh yeah, we can't wait to
Y'all
talk
are
about
in
that
for
shit.
a fucking treat, because we were talking during Major Ego last episode, or last recording, sorry, they didn't make it, they got deleted, about some random off-topic bullshit, and then we ended up stopping that discussion and talking about something else, because I wanted that discussion to be the next off-topic episode. Because we could literally spend an entire episode of this podcast talking about that subject. So that's what we're going to do for the next off-topic. And we're not going to tell you guys what it is, because it's going to be amazing.
I'm gonna give one hint though. The protagonist is Dr. Phil.
Oh boy, we're in for a treat. In a couple
We're in for a treat.
episodes.
They're in for a treat.
They're in for a treat. Oh boy.
I'm gonna be the guy I'm gonna be putting in most of the work for this, and you're just gonna be like reacting to everything. I can see it.
God.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Alright, well, I don't know.
Back to the main show.
Back to the main show.
I fucking love cocaine!
We're back.
I thought you said a minute, Dylan.
Fucking.
You're not gonna hear this, but he said be silent for a minute. It's been 10 seconds. He's a fucking liar,
Wow.
a heretic, a deceiver, and a bullshitter. This man cannot be trusted.
Calm thyself, animal, or you shall be cast aside.
I'll just
I
eat
shall
7
find a
pounds of
new
cocaine.
co-host. I'll go
Oh, I
hunt. I'll
almost
go
choked on
hunt
the
down
setup.
the taxidermied Pablo Escobar, and he'll be the co-host of Nonstop Debate now.
Have you ever played Kyle is Famous, Dylan?
Kyle is famous. That sounds familiar.
It's like a word-based, really weird game. You have like 30 hours to interview a person, and you can do a bunch of weird ass shit. One of the things you could do is go to like the department store, steal something called Techno Gym, which is a cardboard cutout of a technician mechanic, and instead of interviewing the chick you're supposed to interview, you interview Techno Gym and then burn down the studio because Techno Gym was caught on fire.
Okay.
Okay, think of this. Kyle's Famous is basically playing the Eric Andre show
Oh, okay.
to its most logical extreme.
Gotcha.
You can eat in an entire fridge.
Okay. All right. Fuck, dude. All right. Well, let's talk about how well written we think Mondo is. What
Right.
do you think, Jer?
Well, compared to his personality, which I quite enjoy, I feel like Mondo gets shafted in his backstory department because,
Yeah.
like we said, it's all an exposition dump by Monokuma.
Yeah. There's a lot of it.
Yeah, and you
He
never
gives-
get an
he gives you
exposition
the
dump
whole
like that.
backstory about Mondo's brother, and then he relates that to the motivation for why he murdered Chihiro. And the whole thing, from the moment he starts the exposition, I think, is what? It's like 10 minutes of dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of spoken dialogue, by the way.
Of spoken dialogue, yeah. So.
Yeah. It's not one of those text-based ones where you just see the sprites and you can just read through it. There's CG art with it, and then it's spoken dialogue, so you like kind of want to hear it because voice actors and shit like that.
Yeah.
But you're trapping yourself because you're like, how long is this fucking exposition? Holy shit!
Yeah, it just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
It's nice learning a lot about Mondo, and he does get some good like character development because there's a lot to his character compared to most characters that live about as long as he does. But
Right.
it's just a shame that like a good chunk of it just kind of got forced in last second like that.
And also as the first character who's like, I can't believe you actually done this character.
Yeah.
He sets a bar for like the rest of the characters. Like, I can't believe you've done this character. Where like the first one being like Teru, and in the second game, and then the third one being Gonta.
Yeah. I
Where they kinda have, like-
refuse to believe that Gonta actually murdered somebody. He's such a sweet boy. There's no way he would have done it.
Well, we have a witness, and Monokuma confirmed it.
I
And
know.
Gonta did.
I know. There's no way he would have done it, but he done it. And it just made me sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Fun
Mondo
fact,
definitely sets that bar as well.
Fun fact, I told him a theme about Chapter 4, and he like said, oh, the big character's gonna die. Gonta's gonna die. I'm like, no, it's the robotic character that died. Because that's also technically true.
Yeah.
And I got him to believe it, so he thought Kibo was going to die.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
everyone started looking at Gonta as the murderer right at the end of the case, and I was like, when are we gonna flip on Kibo? And then I was like, wait. Oh, it is Gonta. Oh no.
And then you're like, Jer, why the fuck did you lie to me
Why
again?
the fuck you lying?
I'm over here like, hee.
Yeah.
But yeah, he sets up a pretty good bar for like, I can't believe you've done these type of characters. I wouldn't. He's like the second best one compared to the three that we mentioned, because obviously Gonta is clearly the best one
Yeah.
by a mile. You can also say Kaede did it. Is also one of them, but Kaede is
she
more like.
definitely fits that ballpark as well.
But I think it was like definitely more so like the twist murderer.
Yeah, well, because she meant to murder, but it was for the sake of like.
Stopping the killing him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like it's not like an accidental. This is the only accidental murder in the entire series.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else was premeditated.
Mostly.
Tojo kind of like on the fly.
Gonta's was definitely on the fly.
Yeah, but that was more like Kokichi was setting him up because Kokichi's like, I need to save my life now. I need someone to trust real quick. Gonta, please help me. I'm going to die.
Yeah. Now, I think for, just like Sayaka, I think Mondo was handled pretty well for the short time he was around.
Yeah.
So.
You really feel bad for the guy compared to, like, Leon. Because if you, like, compare, like, them side by side, Leon, he was yelling at you being like, stupid the entire time. He really didn't have, like, a lot of sympathy for Leon.
He's just a fucking moron. But the second you catch Mondo, he's like, yeah, it was me. I'm sorry.
And then you have to rhythm game Taka, because Taka's the one who can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice like spectrum of like personalities going on throughout the series. I love how everyone has a different reaction to getting caught when they're the blackened,
Right.
you know?
Leon yells like stupid, Mondo fessed up immediately.
Yeah.
Celeste got confrontational, but as soon as like she got fully caught, she's like, all right, yeah, GG, good games.
Yeah,
good games.
she fought hard once like focus shifted to her, but the second she was like actually caught, she was like, all right, yeah, that's it for me. Game over.
GG, no re.
She's like, give me the
Get the
L.
show.
I'll hold it.
I took a gamble. I lost.
Yep. It's interesting. I love having this like variety of personality, you know.
And then we have someone like Hina, where like I don't understand why Hina did it,
Yeah,
but fuck, that chapter like broke. That chapter kind of broke you a little bit, Dylan.
a little bit. Lost one of the best
And,
characters in the game, dude.
Yeah. Then the second case, that was more so of like, what the case 2-1 is literally the equivalent. I'm like, oh fuck,
It's the
Nagito's
fucking-
gonna screw
Oh yeah.
screw everything up.
Yeah.
And then and you get like a bunch of variety. Peko, the time waster that she is, she's doing it for a reason.
Fucking, I don't even want to talk about that stupid nonsense, dude. I went back and rewatched the first 2 cases of Danganronpa 2 somewhat recently.
Right.
And
Right.
watching the dude play, it was like a VOD from a streamer. And
Right.
watching his reaction to Peko's Shining Justice tangent that she goes on, he was like just as pissed as we were. As soon as it was over, he's like, "Oh, so you just wasted my fucking time."
Mikon has the biggest fucking heel turn in
Yeah.
the game, that it got sinister really fucking fast.
Yeah. She went from being like probably waifu material to being like definite waifu material.
Dylan likes the girls who accidentally step on his
I was
dick,
like
not full
I was
blown.
like, damn, you telling me she's sweet and meek and she's fucking sinister and she'll step on my head? Damn, son. Gimme.
She'll kill you, Dylan.
I was like, yeah, that's how it went down. I was like, cause you know the scenes where she like Hajime wakes up and she's snuggling with Hajime. I was like, ooh, damn, Mikon, you're doing things to me, girl. And then like fast forward to the end of the trial where she fucking like reveals that she's like remembered her despair self, and I was like, oh damn, she's fucking psycho. And Jared's like, yep. And I was like, it's kind of hot. Jared's like, dude, she'll fucking kill you. And I was like, that's hot.
She tried to kill you twice. Almost tried killing you twice already.
That's hot.
Oh, that's hot. That's not hot, Dylan. That's you got a problem.
This is the episode about Mondo, by the way.
Slight tangent, but yeah, you sort of talk about variety in the cast, but it's like,
Well, based on the
Mondo
Blackens, so
yeah, based on the Blackens, yeah. Mondo fessing up was kind of weird because you're kind of expecting like the Blacken to fight back based on what you're experiencing through like Leon.
yeah,
So Mondo, of all people, immediately fessing up.
yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lot in Mondo's case that just like
Yeah.
completely like Leon's case is very straightforward, and it kind of sets this like level of expectation because you're like,
Right.
okay, I'm expecting to see some fucking savage executions for the future murderers, you know. I'm sure no one expected the next case to be about as simple as Leon's investigation was.
Yeah.
But-
But then we have Togami fucking with everything.
you get to fucking Mondo's case, and like the first half of the trial is just this convoluted bullshit because Togami was being a dumbass. And you've got
Yeah.
all the fucking genocide Jill tangent shit, and then when you finally get into the actual investigation,
As
you go through
soon as you figure out Kira was a boy, that's where the case actually starts.
yeah, the case actually starts there. And pretty much, yeah, like you catch Mondo and you're like, okay, so this is the part where he's going to argue against it, right? And he just straight up is like, yeah, it was me. And you're like, oh, so no rhythm game? Good, because that shit sucked. And then Taka's like, no, I refuse to believe it. And then a rhythm game starts and you're like, I want to die.
You thought that was bad. Wait till we get to V3.
Oh boy. V3's rhythm game is so garbage. It's so bad.
But kind of puts the first two games into perspective.
Well, the first one's rhythm game is fine, but not great. Two's, I think, is the best one.
Right.
maybe that's just for me personally. I have a much easier time keeping rhythm when you're just clicking a button to the beat rather than getting all these random, like, multiple buttons that you have to press timed perfectly to be able to, like,
and they're
have
all
it count.
floating around in the entire screen.
Yeah, and they're floating around in random areas. It's hard for you to track which one is next.
Looking at you, Kibo.
Yeah. Kibo's is hard. I hear everyone has trouble with Kibo's rhythm game in the last chapter, so that makes me feel good.
Dylan played on normal, I played on mean, I died twice.
I played on normal and I died twice. This shit is unfair, dude. It's so brutal.
Probably didn't help we were playing it at 4 a.m. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
But yeah. Mondo,
but yeah,
well written character. I'd say yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got a lot of good stuff going on. He loses some points for the exposition dump, I think, but overall I think he was handled pretty well for what he was supposed to be.
Like I said in the first recording, in a retrospective sense, I feel really bad for the very first cast compared to like the later classes, especially in V3s where we're getting into like these god tier written characters.
Yeah.
It really like puts a light on the first game, especially for how basic and simple it is. That all these characters, they're fine, but that's the problem. They're fine compared to great.
A lot of them are super bare bones. They're middle of the road. They're not amazing, but they're not awful. They're just kind of like in the middle.
Right.
So, I think there is a couple that are pretty standout. Like as much as I love to hate him, Hifume's pretty standout. He's got a lot of personality.
Fucking the Virgin Slayer himself.
And Hero. As fucking goofy and dumb as Hero is, he's got a lot of character too.
Right.
I mean, he should be if he's gonna live till the end of the game for some goddamn reason.
But then you go like, well, then there's Hina, which is just basically a less funnier version of Hero, but with giant tits.
I don't know. I enjoyed Hina.
Well, I liked Hina too, but
she's just sporty girl. Like, there's nothing real bad about her, but she doesn't have like a bunch of super standout stuff other than just she's really cute and she's super sporty.
Doesn't help that like Akane was a copy paste of Hina.
Yeah, so. but with less personality.
Yeah. She could smell good.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Akane in a way has a little more personality.
She has a lot of cool things with Nekomar and Hina.
I don't know. I didn't like Akane as much as I liked Hina.
Right.
But that might just be me.
That's because you were too busy gawking over fucking Sonya.
I enjoyed Sonya personally. I know on a non-biased look, she's probably one of the most boring characters of the entire series.
God damn it, Dylan, you are fucking biased as shit towards Sonya. Don't you lie to me.
No, dude, I love Sonya to death. I think she's great. But compared to like the rest of the characters in the series, she's definitely one of the more boring ones. She has not a lot to her compared to most characters.
And you know what? This is gonna make you mad. Soda had some more things to do with the story than Sonya did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You don't like Soda.
Soda was the Hifume of Danganronpa 2 for me. I just shit on him because he was Soda. So.
Without him, we couldn't see the chicks in the bikinis, man.
God. All right, well let's move on to the impact that Mondo had and the two characters that he impacted in the whole game.
One of them died.
Yeah. Is as much as as outspoken as Mondo was, he only really had impact on two people in the entire cast, and it was Chihiro and Taka.
Not counting Makoto, because Makoto is suffering from the Protect syndrome, so he feels personally responsible for everything.
Yeah, whether you speak to Mondo in free time or not, Makoto is like, Mondo's dead, and he was this and this, and he, despite being angry, was a very kind person, and he talks as if he knew them very, very well. And it's like, Makoto, you hardly knew this guy. His death is not your fault. All right, you had like literally nothing to do with anything that happened.
Especially in our playthroughs, you didn't even spoke to him once.
Yeah, I don't think
you kind of got.
I think I
spoke to
spent.
Taka.
I think I spent most of my free time talking to Hina at the beginning.
Yeah. Right.
And I spent some free time with other characters that died too. Like I remember I was like 2 interactions away from maxing out Celeste before she died. And I ended up maxing out Hero at the end of the game because I literally had everyone else maxed out.
And God forbid we're going to talk to Togami and Toko.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk to those two.
And we could not find Kyoko, and fast travel's a bitch, so...
Yeah. Yeah. He, like I said earlier, Mondo had like a very big brother type relationship with Chihiro.
Right.
And even though he like fucking murdered the poor kid, he still like tried to keep Chihiro's secret by switching up the crime scene.
He had some mad respect for Chihiro, like for even though he accidentally killed him, he still had respect for.
It's a gang thing. Is the loyalty? You know, he's very intensely loyal, like to the death, which I think is always admirable in characters like this.
Right.
He has a lot of redeeming qualities for being like a fucking biker gang leader, you know, and maybe that proves wrong my point of why he got included into Hope's Peak. You know, maybe he's not just some riffraff. Maybe he's an alright guy.
Well, then you look at Fuyuhiko, dude.
Yeah. Maybe Fuyuhiko was also an alright guy when he went to Hope's Peak. I don't know.
As someone who saw the anime, no.
Okay. I don't fucking
kind
know
of a dick. Kind of a dick, and then his sister got killed. Then he became kind of a big dick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, Mondo's... Other than Chihiro, the only other person he had big interaction with was Taka through their fucking bro out.
Yeah, and then Taka, as soon as Mondo died, Taka literally just becomes a ghost.
A shell of what used to be the ultimate moral compass, yeah.
Yeah. And you just find Taka, you just sit there and you're like waving your hand in front of Taka. I'm like, Taka, are you alive? And then you like listen closely to like Taka, and then you hear inside, you hear crawling in.
He becomes Linkin Park, the character.
The album cover, yeah.
Yeah. There isn't really much to talk about on Impact past those two. Because the only 2 characters he really has most of his interaction with. So.
We'll talk a little bit more of Taka when we get to his episode, because I can't wait to talk about Ultra Instinct Taka.
Yeah, we got a couple more episodes to go before we get there, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I unironically love Ultra Instinct Taka. It's so funny.
It's so fucking bonkers. It's in that realm of ridiculousness as Mondo's execution.
Yeah.
It's very.
It's one of those things
anime.
where as soon as you saw it come on, you're like, oh, this is where we going now. Oh, and Taka's gonna die, isn't he?
I was like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
And then Taka's like, F you, and you're like, okay.
Alright, well,
clearly wants to be like Mondo, but still Taka, so swearing is still a no-go.
Yeah. He's saying all the substitute words like heck and frick.
Yeah.
God. Alright, well, let's move on to the trivia. And like I said, these first 4 bits
JoJo
of
reference?
trivia are all going to be the JoJo references. So, much of Mondo and his surrounding backstory is most likely a reference to, what was it, Josuke, right?
Josuke, yep.
Josuke Higashikata, the main character of the manga series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable. The style of his hair is similar to Josuke's, his clothing is very similar, with the exception of color and design differences, and Mondo not wearing a shirt under his jacket. Mondo's gang, the Crazy Diamonds, is a reference to Josuke's Stand, Crazy Diamond, which is, in turn, a reference to Pink Floyd's 9-part composition, Shine On, You Crazy Diamond. His brother's first name, Daya, is also possibly a reference to the Daya of Diamondo. So.
Yeah.
Incidentally, there is also a Daya Higashikata. This character, however, is female and an adoptive relative of the separate Josuke from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure JoJolion, which is a different character to the Diamond is Unbreakable Josuke.
Yeah, it's part 8.
Very confusing.
So basically, Dylan, in JoJo Part 7, well, no, at the end of JoJo Part 6, there's a guy who banged Dio Brando named Poochie. I am not making this up. He fucking reset the entire world. We're in a different dimension. And Part 7 is basically in the Civil War America times, where I shit you not, the Joestar of that one, Johnny Joestar, who's a cripple, races with his best friend across the country to collect the corpse parts of Jesus Christ and fights the President of the United States. Part 8 is a time warp version of Part 4, where basically the good guy and the bad guy become the same person, and they're fused.
I want to die.
JoJo gets fucking wild, Dylan.
JoJo's fucking stupid, dude.
Oh, and Dio's back in Part 7, and he turns into a dinosaur.
Moving on.
I wished I was making this up, but it's true.
It should be a law that no more JoJo is allowed to be written. Show literally needs to be fucking outlawed at this point. God.
But how are we gonna get fucking moments in JoJo where we're gonna be like, tell him to go eat shit, Johnny. Tell him yourself. Eat shit, asshole! Fall off your horse!
Fuck.
I can't wait to see that animated. It's gonna be great.
God. In the shack in the garden located on the 5th floor, there's a pickaxe with the name of Mondo's biker gang on it, the Crazy Diamonds, likely as a joke. And this actually made me angry, because I remember playing Trigger Happy Havoc and finding that in that shed, and I thought it was going to be some important clue, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was literally just there.
We're like, oh, we found the murder weapon for the next case. No.
Yeah.
What was the murder weapon this time? A knife. What?
Oh, this is a weird bit of trivia. In the Japanese version of the game, the Crazy Diamonds logo of Mondo's gang is spelled in ateji, or atehi? I don't know how to say it. A form of writing commonly used by Bosozoku, where everything is spelled out with kanji used for its sound rather than meaning. However, all of it was changed to be spelled out in English in the NISA localization.
Right.
Mondo, along with Daya, make an appearance in another Spike Chunsoft game, Kenka Banchu Bros. Tokyo Battle Royale. So that's fun.
I swear to God, if that baseball game that's coming out by Spike Chunsoft doesn't have fucking Leon on it, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
It seems like they're really pushing Danganronpa DLC into other games. I mean, we had that, what is it, Identity V, that had Danganronpa DLC recently.
For fuck's sakes, there's a Monokuma clock in Animal Crossing and New Leaf.
Yeah. Monokuma exists in Nintendo games. So that's cool.
Monokuma is canon in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, which means Danganronpa is canon in Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing and fucking Danganronpa are in the same universe.
That's wild.
Tom Nook is secretly a fucking mastermind.
A body has just been discovered, but it's Tom Nook sitting in the fucking chair in fucking the Island Getaway game.
You hear like the ding dong bing bong, and instead of like Monokuma's voice, you hear.
Yeah. And the last bit of trivia, which honestly is probably my favorite, Mondo's stage actor for Danganronpa the stage play is married to Sayaka Kanda, who is the stage actress for Junko and Mukuro, and she's also the Japanese voice actress for Kaede in V3.
Right.
So that's
and this
cool.
is where like Dylan lost his shit because he didn't know there was stage plays for fucking
Yeah.
Danganronpa.
Well, I did. I just didn't remember because I discovered it a while back when I was going through the wiki. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. Because I remember looking through the cast page and there's like, for certain characters like Hifumi and I think Kyoko, there's like 2 or 3 actors/actresses for certain characters.
Right.
So I was like, hey, right on.
Yeah. I know. And the fucking second one's a musical, and Komaida has a musical number.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, fair enough.
Some
Alright.
fucking Prince of Egypt, let my people go shit.
Well, I guess we're moving on to closing arguments. Final thoughts on Funny Haha Hair Man?
Much better than the first take. Oh, you mean the Mondo?
God.
But yeah, I say Mondo was all right. I really wish his backstory was fleshed out a little bit more than the exposition dump than we got, and I wish he had a little bit more impact with other characters. 'Cause, like, I think Mondo as a character, he probably could have been like really good friends with like the Hina Sakura duo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish he could like impacted with them, like bonded with them more. That's the problem with the first game. You only had 2 days. When you second and third game, they were like 3 to 4 days. Because remember Case 3 in the second game, you were stuck in the hospital with Fuyuhiko for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. Keeping an
Yeah,
eye
and
on
you had
everything.
Yeah, and you had like a lot of time to get to know Fuyuhiko during that time too.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So, yeah,
He's
because they were.
he's definitely, like we said, he's in the same boat as Sayaka. He gets enough fleshing out for the short time he's there, but in Mondo's case, he's got more, and it just, I don't know, the way that a lot of it was like inserted into the story was kind of forced.
Yeah.
You get a lot of
And it doesn't
influence.
It doesn't feel like a personal impact in some sort of way. It was like an accident where compared to Sayaka, it was more like, oh, she died, but she was planning on framing you, so it was more like a betrayal.
Yeah,
But you still feel sad because she ultimately failed and still died for it.
and she
And then you just get
she
mad at-
used her final moments to prove you innocent.
Right.
Yeah,
And then you just get mad at Leon because Leon's fucking retarded.
yeah,
But
you fucking idiot. But yeah, he's
should have stuck to baseball, kid.
which brings us forward to the rating, which we, since we already recorded last night and lost that one, we already have our scores picked down for him.
Yeah.
He's a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Out of 10.
Yeah, we agreed on a 6 out of 10. He's in the ballpark with Makoto and Sayaka. He's not amazing, but he's far from being a bad character.
The exposition dump really hurts him.
Yeah. Honestly, I think if that was handled better, he probably would be more of a 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
'Cause-
because like imagine like just like an entire monologue of like Mondo like talking
Mm-hmm.
instead of getting info dump from Monokuma, so you can hear it from like it will be like giving the same information, but it's gonna be like who delivers it is really important. Because if you just hear it from like Mondo himself, you kind of be like it's more like him like cleansing his soul for a moment. But instead, it's more like Mondo, in the end, was still not brave enough to be able to admit what his like own faults.
Yeah. I don't know. There's some symbolism in that too, but
Yeah,
yeah, you just get so much information about him in that one moment.
right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
rough.
last, and you don't get an info dump again until Rentaro, but Rentaro's a special case.
Yeah, Rentaro kind of is fine with that.
Yeah.
Well, because you get the little, like, hints towards what he's about, like, at the end of the last, like, 3 chapters, I think.
Yeah.
And then you find his survivor room, and you get to go in there in the last chapter. You figure out what his whole deal was. Like, it's not so much like an exposition dump as much as it is like one of the ongoing mysteries.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yup. There's a lot to like about Mr. Owada. And we'll leave it at that. So
now we gotta replicate his hair one of these days.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's all you, bro.
That's okay. I'll just get a wig and we'll just slap it on you.
God. Fuck.
No, wait. No, let's not make it a wig. Let's make it a fucking helmet.
Jesus Christ.
God, can you imagine that being like an actual bicycle helmet? You'll break your neck if you fall forward.
I just like, you probably don't know it, but I just pictured Jason's X-ray for Mortal Kombat X. Because one of the hits he does, he like jams his machete up through their chin and out the top of their head, and then he like pulls the handle upwards and like bends their neck back, and it snaps their neck for like the third hit. And
that's what you thought?
Yeah, I just pictured that when you mentioned it, breaking your neck if you fell forward. And just like you're like hit a tiny rock and you're like, "Ope," and then you like hit the ground and it just slow-mo X-rays your neck like snapping.
That's literally a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game over moment. You tripped on a rock, you broke your neck. Dun, 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 dun.
Like water effects of the game over screen.
Yeah.
God.
If you scream out loud during that, it's turned into the Metal Gear Solid game over.
Also, this making me think of the fucking Risk of Rain video that I still need to finish. Which, I don't know, I'm gonna try and work on soon.
Yeah.
My life has been crazy recently.
If he can't do it, I'll make a Turok video.
Yeah.
But my life's gonna get really crazy because I gotta get forced up with a partner in my work.
Which is gonna make it harder for him to edit videos.
I could probably make it work.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I am gonna say right now though that I'm feeling a little more inspired to get back on the Risk of Rain on the Huntress video because as of today, recording this tonight, you guys are gonna hear this tomorrow morning after it's been recorded, but
you're gonna hear this in about 7 hours.
Yeah. As of the day before you're hearing this, the Risk of Rain 2 official announcement for the full release update came out, which is going to be happening in about 2 weeks, and they showed an image of the new survivor, and honestly, I like the look of him a lot. He looks really cool. He looks like a ship captain or an admiral. That's what everyone's theorizing. They're theorizing he's either captain or admiral. So, but yeah, probably gonna try and get the Huntress video finished and out in one of the next couple weeks, and then after the new boy drops, I'll probably make a video on him and all the new items and just kind of fucking around with that. So,
it'll probably be our most popular video by that time because you're making content on a new thing.
Yeah, if I get it out quick enough and not like 2 weeks after the updates dropped. So
yeah, fair enough. But
yeah, we'll see.
Knowing you, you'll be like, oh, I made this new video with the new guy. I want to get this up as fast as possible. Make it meaty as hell.
If I'm feeling inspired like I was with the loader video, I'll have it done in like 2 days.
No life that entire.
That literally that loader video, dude. One Punch Girl. I edited that from start to finish in like 2 days.
Straight.
And then it was up to YouTube, and then like 3 or 4 days later, it went public. So yeah. But yeah.
Well,
next week is gonna be Genocide Jill Toko. So
yeah, because even though she wasn't like a super like big character throughout like the story wise, she was very involved in the second case.
Yeah, she's very important to the first half of Case 2, which is why I wanted to kind of include her. So,
and then she never comes back up again until she gets exploded, which was played for laughs. So
honestly, that mattered a whole like 2 seconds too. So
yeah.
So we're gonna be doing Toko / Jill next week, and then the week after that we're gonna do an off topic, which we have the idea set aside for. You guys are in for a treat. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that one. That one's just gonna be a dumb, fun episode, not a super long, serious one like our meta writing video was. So
Right.
I don't think we'll ever do a 3-hour long episode again. So
If we are, it's gonna be me, and it's gonna be me ripping into the Code Geass movie.
yeah.
So yeah, enjoy the outro song. I'm gonna make a meme edit of Cocaine Bear, and we'll see you all fucking later.
Yeah.